group. So this task group is specially designed in order to accomplish one particular task. Group cohesiveness. Group cohesiveness means bonding and interaction between the individuals. So this informal group which emerge naturally due to response and common interest. For the task group, the time period is fixed. So within 3 months, you need to develop a new product. So that is task group. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Meghana from the Department of Commerce, lecturing in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the session 2, Unit 5, Organizational Behavior. In the last session, we have discussed about the group behavior. In today's session, let us continue with the summer topic. So in today's session, let us discuss with the types of groups, group cohesiveness, informal group, formal group versus informal group, benefits of informal group, then conflicts. So in today's session, let us discuss all these topics. So let us start with the types of groups. So basically the groups can be classified into 2 types, formal and informal groups. So altogether types of groups are command group, task, functional, interest, friendship and reference group. So from this, so out of this, first 3 are the formal group. Formal groups. So this 3 is informal groups. So now types of groups. Groups are classified into 2 types. So first is formal and informal. Again, formal is classified into 3, informal is classified into 3 types. So let us take one by one. First one is a command group. Command group is generally formed by the organization. So under command group, we have a superior and subordinates. So here superior is a higher authority. Subordinates are responsible to answer for the superior. So they need to work and they need to report for the superior. For example, in a marketing team, CEO and the research team. So the research member has to report to their superior about their work. So it's a common group, common command group. All the commands and instruction is given from the superior and the subordinates has to follow the instruction given by the superior and they has to report to the superior about their work. So that is command group. So next one is task group. So this task group is specially designed in order to accomplish one particular task. So to perform one particular task, this group is formed. So it may be a temporary group. So in order to accomplish one particular goal within a specified time period. So within a specified time period, you need to accomplish those goals. For that, this task groups have been planned or this task group has formed. So it may be 2 or more individual, they form a group in order to accomplish particular task. So in order to accomplish a particular task, for example, in order to develop a new product, you form one group, specific task group. So after accomplishing the objective of the task group, the group may be continue or may not continue. So based on situation, it may continue or may not. So for example is a product development group and research team, then marketing team. So after accomplish their objective, they need to develop new product and they need to implement the plan. So that is the task for that particular group. After completing the particular task, they may continue or the group may be continued or may not continue. So that is task group. Next, functional group. So functional group is also a type of group which is formed in order to accomplish a particular goal, but there is no prescribed or there is no specified time period in order to complete the task. For the task group, the time period is fixed. So within 3 months, you need to develop a new product. So that is task group. So here, there is no time period or there is no time restriction to accomplish that particular goal. For example, marketing department, finance department, accounts department, then customer service department. So all this comes under the functional group. So in order to accomplish a specific task, but the time restriction, there is no time restriction for the functional group. So after completing the task, after accomplishing the task, this group will exist. This group will continue for a long period. So that is functional groups. So all these three types are formal groups. So next, interest group. So interest group is a type of informal groups. So the member of interest group, it's not compulsory to be in the formal group or in a formal organizational structure. So based on the individual interest, based on common interest, this interest group is formed. In order to complete the common interest, this interest group is formed. There is no compulsion in order to being a part of formal group who are in the interest group. So based on the individual, based on the common goals, in order to accomplish the common goals, the individuals are group or this interest group is formed. So next one is friendship group. So friendship group is formed in order to enjoy the similar activity, social activity, political activity and various other similar needs and desire. In order to accomplish a common objective or common desires, this friendship group is formed. So again, it is an informal group. There is no compulsion. The members of friendship groups should be there in the formal groups. So based on the individual interest, based on the common goal, based on their interest, this friendship group is formed. For example, a kitty party or the group of individual, they form a friendship group. They may be a part of yoga classes and kitty parties. These are the example for the friendship groups. So last one, reference groups. So reference group is a type of informal group. Here, this reference group is considered to evaluate individuals. So in order to evaluate themselves, this reference group is formed through the social members. So they are greatly influenced by the social members or group members under this reference groups. So under reference group, a group of individuals, so they consider in order to evaluate themselves, and they'll get influenced by other members and their behavior and their personality. So these all are the types of group, formal and informal group. Under formal group, command group, task, then functional group. Under informal group, interest, friendship and reference group. So these all are the types of groups. Moving further, what all are the factors? Factors affecting the group behavior. So here, the types of groups, the group member behavior. The group members, their behavior is different from one individual to other individual. So what all are the factors which influence the group behavior? So first one is a group members resources. Group member resources, it includes individual knowledge, skills, personal ability and their characteristics. So all this factor will influence on others. So it influence to accomplish a particular task, or it influence to complete this task. So this group member resources will influence on the other individuals. So individual skills and knowledge and their personality and their characteristics influence on other individuals. So it influence on the individual behavior. Then it influence on the group behavior also. So next one is a group structure. Group structure, it may be a small or it may be a large. 2 or more individual or more than 10 individual, 10 members in a group, 2 or 3 members in a group. Size of the group will influence on the group behavior. A small or 2 members or 3 members group, it increases the coordination and interaction between the members. If it is a 10 members or 10 members consist in a one group, means the cooperation, coordination as well as the interaction is very less. So based on the size, based on the group size, behavior, the group behavior will influence. So this group structure includes group size, then group roles. Group roles means when the formal group is formed, the roles and responsibilities are assigned. So based on the roles and responsibility, you need to perform. So you need to accomplish those objectives. You need to fulfill those objectives. So now based on the roles and responsibility, you're going to work. So based on the roles and responsibility, your behavior differs. So it influences on the group behavior. So individual behavior and group behavior. Individual behavior in a group, individual behavior in group will differ based on the roles and responsibility. So next one is group cohesiveness. Group cohesiveness means bonding and interaction between the individuals. So bonding among the members will influence on the group. So these all these 3 points comes under the group structure. Group structure includes group size, then group roles and group cohesiveness. So what do you mean by group cohesiveness? Group cohesiveness refers to bonding of group members or unity. So, it's bonding between the employees or group members. So, unity, feeling of attraction for each other and desire to remain part of the group. So, desire to being a part of the group. Then, many factors influence the amount of group cohesiveness. So, the various factors will influence on the group cohesiveness. So, those factors are agreement on group goals, then frequency of interaction, personal attractiveness, then intergroup competition, favorable evaluation. All this factor will influence on the group cohesiveness. So, this factor will influence on group bonding or bonding among the employee, your interaction between the member, then intergroup competition, your favorable evaluation will increase the bonding with your group members. So, it influence on the group behavior and it results or it affects on the group objective. So, what are the factors which influence on the group cohesiveness? First one is a group size. So, less number of employee or member will lead to cohesiveness, high cohesiveness. So, your interaction is high, then your coordination among the employees are high. So, then it increases the cohesiveness of the group members. If there is a more high number of members in a group, it reduces the cohesiveness. So, next one, degree of dependence. So, there is a positive relationship between the dependence and cohesiveness. So, high degree of dependence will increase or high degree or high cohesiveness among the employees. Then physical distance. The less physical distance, it leads to interaction, personal interaction. So, it increases the coordination and it creates a bonding among the employee. So, this physical distance influence on the group cohesiveness. So, if we meet the individual or if we meet the team member regularly, frequently and interact with each other means it increase the cohesiveness among the group members. So, next one, time spent together. So, daily 2-3 hours. So, if you spend 2-3 hours per day with your group member, it increases the bonding and it increases the cohesiveness. Next one, cooperation. Cooperation among the employee will influence on the group cohesiveness. Last one, history of past success will influence on the group cohesiveness. So, all these are the factors which influence on the group cohesiveness. So, cohesiveness means bonding among the group members. So, these are the factors. So, moving further, next one is a informal group. Formal group means formal group is a group. It is formed from the organization in order to accomplish a particular organizational objective or a specific goal. So, informal group. Every organization along with the formal group, there exist informal groups. So, along with the formal group, in every organization, we have informal group. So, this informal group which emerge naturally due to response and common interest. Due to response and common interest, this informal group is formed. The member who can easily identify with the goals or independent activity of the informal group. So, with the common interest, this informal group is formed. Informal group means based on the common interest and response, this informal group is formed. Along with the formal groups, every organization has informal group. So, next, what are the difference between the formal and informal group? First one is formation. Legally constituted, rationally designed and consciously planned. So, formal groups are legally constituted and consciously planned. But here, these informal groups are emerge spontaneously. So, there is no legal formation or there is no legal rules and regulation for this informal group. So, existence. Normally, formal group does not arise because of informal group. So, because of informal group, this formal group will not arise or exist. So, from this formal group, informal group will exist. So, informal group emerge while working in the formal group. So, from the informal group, this informal group will emerge or arises. So, then purpose. Well defined and centers around survival, growth, profit, service to society. So, motive or the purpose is, it is defined. So growth, survival, profit and service to the society is the main objective of this formal group. Informal group. The purpose of informal group is ill-defined, center around friendship, goodwill, unity and so on. The purpose is, it is not defined or it is centered around friendship, goodwill and unity and so on. The purpose is this. The relationship, superior and subordinate relationship in formal group. So you need to, subordinates are answerable to the superior and you should have some responsibility and you need to follow the orders or command from the superior. But informal group, the personal and social relationship. There is a personal and social relationship among the group members. Next one, influenced by relationality and leaves no scope for personal, social and emotional factors. So there is no scope for the personal, emotional and social factors under formal group. But informal group have personal, social and emotional factor. It is influenced by personal factors. So there is no scope for the personal and emotional factor under informal group is formed based on the individual interest and emotional and social factors. So it is influenced by this personal and emotional factors. So next one, communication, unity of command and line of authority is formed. So under formal group, all the instructions are given by superior. Subordinates has to follow the instruction by the superior. So there is unity of command in the formal group and line of authority. So you need to follow or you need the superior has the power to control over their subordinates. Subordinates has to answerable for their superior. So there is a line of authority followed under the formal group. But informal group, so pattern is grapevine which is naturally engraved. So here there is a unity of command and line of authority, but informal group has no line of authority or formal or unity of command. So you need to listen or the instruction is given by all the team members and you need to accept or you can express your opinion to your group members. So leadership based on the formal authority and position. Based on the formal authority and positions, the leadership will exist. So under informal group, based on the individual competence and group acceptance. Based on the group acceptance, this leadership will arise. So boundaries, operates within the set boundaries. Operates within the set boundary. Time framework. You need to accomplish only the organizational objective. Time as well as the objective. All these are restricted. So within the set boundaries, you are going to operate. Under informal group, no boundaries, operates in different direction. There is no boundaries, like there is no time restriction for the informal groups. Next one, nature and emphasis. Normative and idealistic emphasis is on efficiency, discipline, conformity, consistency, controls bring in rigidity and process and practices. So here efficiency, discipline, conformity, so all this comes under this formal group. Informal group, it reflects actual functioning characterized by relative freedom, spontaneity and so on. So this all comes under the emphasis as well as the nature of formal and informal group. So these all are the difference between the formal and informal group. So moving further, characteristics of informal group. So now we know meaning and difference between the formal and informal group. What are the characteristics of informal group? So creation. There is no legal restriction or there is no legal formation for this informal group. So this informal group forms spontaneously. Then satisfaction of needs. So in order to satisfy the needs and desires of an individual, common desires and needs, based on the common desires and needs, this informal group will exist or arises. So in order to accomplish those common needs and objective. So next, voluntary membership. There is no compulsion for the group member. So voluntary membership in the informal group. Next, multi-group membership. You can be a member in a different groups, 2 or 3 groups. So there is no compulsion in order to be in one single group. So you can be in a multi-group members. So multi-group membership in informal group. So, systems and processes. So, under informal group, the group member follow their own norms and leadership. Under informal group, they follow their own norms and relationship and leadership under informal group. Again, leadership based on all the group members, if they accept and they make a one leader. There is no formal or there is no involvement of organization in this informal group. All the members will agree and make one leader under informal group. So these all are the characteristics of informal group. So next one is reason for the emergence of informal group. Why this informal group will exist, arises. First one is people working together may come together. So people working together, it leads or it encourages them to form an informal group. People with a similar value, beliefs, attitudes and interests often feel attraction to come together. So in the formal group, the main objective or the concentration is only for the organizational objective, to accomplish only particular objective. Within the set boundaries, you are going to work in the formal group. So based on the individual similar value, belief, attitude, it leads to form an informal group. So in order to satisfy, in order to fulfill your needs and desires, it motivates them to form an informal group. So needs satisfaction in order to accomplish your objective, in order to accomplish the common objective and goals, this informal group will emerge. So removal of monotony of routine tasks. So under formal group, we have a monotony. So they follow monotony. You need to follow all the instruction given by the superior. So, and in order to remove this monotony, this informal group will emerge. Next one, promotion of other interests and pursuit of goals. So promotion of other interests, based on your interest, this informal group will arises, and in order to accomplish your objective, for example, a friendship group, a group members, your friendship group will join for the yoga classes. So in order to accomplish your pursued goals, in order to fulfill your goals, this informal group will emerge. So these are the reason for emergence of informal groups. So moving further, benefits of informal group. Blending with the informal group will allow the people to work in formal group. So it increases the coordination, it increases the bonding among the employees, so that it helps them to work in the organization. It helps them to work effectively in formal groups. So this informal group will help to bring coordination and to maintain a good relationship among the employees, and it helps them to achieve formal group's objective. So next one, informal work group lightens the workload for the formal manager. So it builds the coordination among the employees. It builds the coordination among the group members. It lightens the work for the manager, formal manager. Next one, brings satisfaction and stability to the organization as a whole. So now, formal group follows the authority, responsibility, unity in command. So all this followed in the formal groups. So in formal group, you give importance for your individual needs and desires, common goals and common objective. So it helps to balance, it helps to satisfy personal objective as well as the organizational objective, and it helps to maintain a stability in the organization. It helps to maintain a stability as a whole. So next one, provides a useful channel of communication. It provides a useful channel of communication. Next one, it encourages managers to plan and act more carefully. So it helps the manager to plan and act more carefully. So these all are the benefits of informal group. So moving further, last topic is conflict. So conflict is simply differing ideas or action often related to the selfish pursuit of needs, known and unknown, that ends in a state of unrest. So it is necessary and permanent part of life. The important thing to remember is that conflict is natural. So conflict means differing in ideas and action. So in every organization, in every field, or it is conflict is natural in all the individual. So when you work in a group, conflict is common, that is natural. So differing ideas and action is natural. So you need to maintain, the organization or the manager has to solve this conflict in order to achieve your objective, as well as in order to increase the efficiency and coordination among the employees. So next one, what all are the types of conflicts? So under types of conflicts, interpersonal conflicts. Interpersonal conflicts, conflicts between two individuals. Intra-conflicts, intrapersonal conflicts within an individual, your needs and desires, individual personal needs and desires, and the organizational objective. Then the rules and regulations of the organization and individual ethics and individual desires and needs. So the conflicts between two individuals as well as within an individual. So that is interpersonal conflicts and intrapersonal conflicts. So next one, intra-group conflicts. So intra-group conflicts, it includes within the group members conflicts arises. So the difference in opinion as well as the action will lead to arise the conflicts within the group members. So then intergroup conflicts between two groups. So competition, it may be a healthy competition or it may be a other competition. So intergroup competition. So all these are the types of conflicts. So manager has to concentrate, manager has to give importance for all these conflicts. Then you need to analyze and give solution for this conflict in order to increase efficiency, productivity and coordination among the employees. So analyzing a conflict and give a right solution for the conflicts is important and it is a big task for the manager and for the organization. So moving further, way to reduce the conflict, how you can reduce the conflicts in the organization. Provide a conflict resolution training. So provide training for the individual training for the employees in order to reduce the conflicts. So provide communication skill training. Sometimes communication plays an important role in this conflict. Sometimes miscommunication will lead to conflict. So provide communication skill training for the individuals, employees to reduce the conflict. So help staff develop positive work relationship. So developing a positive work relationship will reduce the conflicts in the organization. Either it may be a group conflict or it may be a interpersonal conflict. So it helps to reduce the conflicts. Then implement team building activity. So ensure the coordination among the employee. Encourage team building activity. It improve the team building activity. It reduces the conflicts among the employees. Then develop strong communication channel. Strong communication channel can also reduces the conflict. So last one, treat everyone fairly. So this is the main point or the main thing. It leads to conflict. So treat every employee, everyone fairly so that it reduces conflicts in the organization. So these all are the way to reduce the conflicts. So this is all about conflicts and this is all about today's session. This is the last topic for the unit 5. So let us meet in the next session with unit 6. So until then, keep watching. Thank you.